Hello everyone, I'm Mike D'Angelo with That's Entertainment, and this is your video review of Super Mario Galaxy 2 by Nintendo. Nintendo isn't exactly known for putting out multiple installments of their flagship title on the same system these days. Take for instance the fact that Mario hasn't graced the same system twice since the NES, with Super Mario Bros. 3 in 1990. Sure, you could say that it happened in the Super Nintendo days with Yoshi's Island, but that was more of a Yoshi game anyway. I'm not counting that, and neither should you. What you should count is Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii, releasing on May 23, 2010. Though some gamers are worried that the second mainstream Mario game on the Wii is only a rehash of what they've played before, Nintendo is banking on the idea that you'll definitely be getting your money's worth out of this game. But, can the Big N put their game where their money is? First and foremost, I'd like to warn everyone that while the story is basically harmless, the video in this review might be conceived as spoilers to some. Boss fights in particular could be something you don't want to see until you can experience it firsthand. So, just turn your head and listen to my soothing voice. That's right, there. Coming off the optionally explored story in the first Mario Galaxy, the sequel doesn't forsake the past. Bowser is still seething from his last tussle with Mario in space, and he isn't about to let the Mushroom Kingdom's mustached hero forget either. Supersized, the Koopa King attacks Peach's castle during the Star Festival. Without anyone able to fend him off, he kidnaps Peach and escapes back into outer space. It's up to Mario and his friends, the Lumas, to once again track down Bowser and put an end to his schemes. Mario arrives upon a small planetoid and meets up with the rest of the Lumas, who then transform their spaceship into one with the likeness of Mario and Luigi. Slowly but surely, everyone starts going to different galaxies to gather Power Stars for fuel. Once enough are gathered, they can track down Bowser and try to rescue the princess. As sequels, some games are either overlooked, overhyped, or forgotten altogether. If you thought that Super Mario Galaxy 2 was just more of the same from the first game, you'd be sorely mistaken. While the concept remains the same, there are so many new things going on that you'll immediately go back on any reservations you might have had towards the Mario series. Old power-ups like the Fire Flower and Bee Suit make reappearances, but it's the new suits and abilities that really steal the show. A Cloud Suit lets you summon up to 3 clouds to help you get to higher ground. A Rock Mushroom transforms Mario into a dangerous boulder that can squash anything in its way. And a Drill lets the plumber pierce through an entire planetoid to reach whatever exists on the other side. Of course, just a casual glance at the game's box art shows that there is more than 3 new suits to really tackle in the sequel. Yoshi's addition to the game comes with a ton of extra content as well. While the gameplay enhancements are incredible just with the inclusion of the dinosaur, it's his own special collectible items that really solidify his appearance in Mario Galaxy 2. The game itself is much more challenging than its predecessor. Beyond that, individual stars can take upwards of 15 minutes to obtain. While there remains a great amount of stars to collect, they are strewn across even more galaxies than before, making this sequel feel even more varied than the first game. And, for those who like the more classic style of gaming, there are more instances of platforming among a 2D plane as well. It's no longer a surprise to know that Nintendo is the hands-down champ at making their own games look pristine. What may be surprising is that Super Mario Galaxy 2 looks even more stunning than the first one. In particular, water and ice effects look incredible. The vastness of space looks more inviting too, as Mario sails through it with the help of the Lumas. The animation is much more crisp than any other game you'll see on the system either. The music draws from the entire collection of prior Mario titles. You'll hear familiar pieces from the original Mario Bros. To Mario 64, and everything in between. One of the other cool additions to the sound presence was the way that the music changes while riding Yoshi. Anyone who remembers the subtle change in Super Mario World will be pleasantly surprised to hear the throwback. The sound hasn't really changed either. It's nothing to write home about, but certainly nothing worthy of a complaint either. It makes way subtly for the meager amount of voice work that is also in the game. The Lumas have their slight noises, and of course Mario has his sparse dialogue, but everything just feels like it fits wonderfully. Consider that what you're seeing in this review is just from the first 4 hours of the game, and you have a good idea of how much content Super Mario Galaxy 2 holds. As stated before, there is a wide collection of galaxies to explore, and each of them has their secrets. Among these secrets are the Comet Medals, which unlock more levels later down the line. The Comet levels are a little different, and generally are timed, which means that the stars obtained there can be accessed much quicker. However, for those levels, the difficulty is also jacked up quite a lot. Those who played the first game will recall that the multiplayer function was quite meager. At first glance, this one also seems kind of lax, but then you realize just how much trouble the sidekick can keep Mario out of. It actually was more than I expected at first, given the past. I was mistaken, but pleasantly so. There are plenty of other things to explore amongst the galaxies as well, and some can't even be found by Mario. I'm going to come right out and say it. I wanted to hate this game when it came out. When I saw videos of it, I wasn't too impressed. It seemed like nothing but a retread. I've always been a Nintendo and Mario fan, but over the past few installments of his games, I just felt like something was lacking. Since Mario 64, it seemed like the series had lost its soul. In Super Mario Galaxy 2, that feeling, that Mario vibe finally returns, and it feels good. Those who are hoping for a stellar Mario experience will not be let down, and those who are skeptical of the value of this game have only themselves to blame for not playing it. A lot of people won't understand the score that I'm giving this title unless they go out and play it themselves. If you can, make sure you do. That's Entertainment awards Super Mario Galaxy 2 a score of 10 out of 10.